Hi, my name is Aura and I'm gonna show you how to make a collagraph print. These are some of the materials that I used. Printmaking paper, but watercolor paper works too. A scraper, you can use the back of a sketch pad cardboard to apply the ink. Intaglio ink, for my print I used black and red. A scribe, mine is double-sided, that's why I taped the ends so I won't stab myself. Craft paper for registration board. Ruler to measure out where you're going to place the plate and the printing paper. My alternative for the gloves is paper tabs. Newsprint to wipe the excess ink off the plate. A sponge to block the printing paper. Masking tape. And a pen. I started scratching at the plexiglass with the scribe. It took me about like 2 hours to finish. So right now I'm cutting tape into little triangles to make little stars. I got some matte and glossy acrylic paint and drizzled the paint over the masking tape. I also made sure that I covered all my scratches with masking tape. Swirled around the paint. That looks crazy. After adding the paint, I let it dry and start on the second plate. For my plate, I used a cereal box. I opened it up and cut it to the same size as the dry point plate. I got an X-Acto knife and cut a pattern on the cardboard. I crocheted some stars and little flowers. With all the components done, I laid out the composition. I used a matte Mod Podge and glued everything down to the cardboard. I completely drenched the yarn in glue. Then I gave it about 10 to 15 minutes to completely dry in the sun or in a really hot vehicle. I tested out how the embossing was gonna print first just to test the pressure. I already made my registration board here and it did tear a little bit. That's why I wanted to test it out first before doing an actual print. I tested out different pressures and got better results. After that, I started inking the dry point plate. I got both red and black ink. I dip in the cardboard scraper into the red ink and apply it to where I want it to be red. Then with a different scraper, I go in with the black ink. Then I wipe the excess ink off the plate. I like to wipe the lighter color first, then the darker color. I wet the printing paper with a spray bottle, then with the sponge I blot the paper and move the water droplets around the paper. And this is how I inked my plate. I aligned the plate to the registration board, then I aligned the printing paper. I made sure everything was aligned. Then I put craft paper on top of the print. Then I layered the felt on top. Then I roll out the print. After rolling, you take the felt off, then the craft paper. Then carefully peel the print paper off the plate using paper tabs. Then you put your print somewhere to dry and leave it there for at least 24 hours. Right order, but this is all I got for now. I'm gonna print later. So when I did the embossment, it teared the paper a little bit, so I'm gonna be scared. This is the final print. You can barely see the embossing, but if I flip it around you can see it. I literally forgot to record the process of the embossing, but it's basically the same thing as you're printing a normal print. You wet the paper that already has the print and you like carefully blot the paper, try not to smudge the ink around. Once it's damp, you put the plate on the registration board and then you put the print over it. The press needed to be calibrated since my plate had a height to it, but that's why I did the first test print with just the embossing. Then I rolled it out and this is how it came out. But yeah, thanks for watching and let me know what you think.